Hello everyone and welcome to another Top Mods weekly video. I'm your host Maxwell. This is my first time doing this in a while, but I'm finally back taking a look at the top mods of the week. Well, kind of the last few weeks actually. I've recently gotten around to putting a PC together for editing my videos. A happy side effect is it can also handle a decently modded Skyrim. This is actually what you're seeing on the screen right now. Please do forgive my awful playing and not perfect modding. I literally threw this together for this intro. I fully intend on remaining console for my videos, but if anyone would be curious in knowing some key differences or just seeing some PC mods here and there, then please do let me know. For now though, let's focus on Xbox, although these mods are available on PC as well. Up first is Mahty's hip bags, and I hope that's how you pronounce your name. The classic fanny pack or bum bag depending on where you're from. Have you ever roamed Skyrim wishing your character was as embarrassing as your parents? More accurately, have you ever wondered where do things go when you store them in your inventory? I don't know how much attention people are paying, but there is no storage on the character, yet he could pop a greatsword away without trace. And honestly, that scares me a little bit. Mahty's hip bags go some way towards eliminating this oversight. Well, kind of, considering they definitely couldn't hold all of the loot that I do collect. We have a fair amount of bag-based mods because, like me, modders have questioned the Dragonborn's unmentioned pocket dimension. This just happens to be the latest in a long line of them. The placement is what originally drew me into checking this mod out, as I can't think of any other storage mod that occupies this area of the body. What I mean by this is some bags are going to suit certain weapon types. Due to these bags being placed low on the back of your hip, they will fit the vanilla placement for most weapons whilst having minimal clipping, the exception being a greatsword. If that's what your preferred method of combat is, you may want to try a different mod. If however you happen to be playing a thief or a rogue style build, then these might really suit you. They're placed perfectly for the weapon types you're likely to use. They also happen to increase your carry weight by 50 points, and really aren't all that hard to get. Simply make your way to a forge to craft them. All 8 bags can be found at the bottom of the jewellery section. They have their own recipes for crafting, which include materials like leather, firewood, paper, ingots, and on one occasion, an ingredient. They all perform exactly the same way, but take up slightly different shapes, with the Dwemer example being pretty out of control. I mean, it's massive, but there are definitely load orders that would suit it. Moral of the story being, there is always room in your order for a bag of some form, and I think this is one of the really good ones. Seeing as it's only going to set you back a tiny 1.8 megabytes, there is really very few reasons not to try this out. Slot this mod in with your pure craftables and enjoy some slightly more immersive looting. For my second pick, I have gone with the Don of texture mods. I do of course mean Skyking, who by the way streams his creation, so I will leave a link to that channel. Skyking is best known for the hugely popular Skyland mods. This is the next installment, finally making improvements to Ravenrock. Whilst many mods have taken a crack at the area, and have done a good job, there is something to be said for uniformity. With that in mind, Skyking has included this in his Skyland all-in-one files should you be using version 3 or above. This is how I currently have it in my order, but this could also be a nice low-cost addition to your piecemealed graphical build. The textures in this mod cover the architecture, both interior and exterior. It gives a different style to the shell houses, stone walls and imperial buildings to make them stand out. The files in this mod are in 1 to 2K textures made from digitally scanned real world sources. This gives them a really excellent balance of image quality and performance. As it only costs 21.9 megabytes and Ravenrock isn't exactly a heavy area, I'm sure higher textures could have been used. However, the manner in which these have been made has lent to an extremely high quality regardless of resolution. I've already slipped in the low 21.9 megabyte cost of the mod, but I didn't add how easy that makes it to use. I was expecting in the region of 50 megabytes, but this was a very pleasant surprise. To get it working, put the mod in with your other graphical mods. The ordering of these will be made more important depending on what else you're using, so to be safe, be sure to have this as the lowest architecture mod you have, unless there is part of it that you want to be overwritten. Up next is another area edit. This time we're taking a look at JK's College of Winterhold. There are many edits to the area you could use, from the fan favourite Magical College to the newer Obscures edits, and a bunch in between. But JK's mods are used to thriving in a busy market. We know from previous area edits that JK manages to change the face of a town, city or village using existing assets and smart use of items. A real positive from how this is done is the extremely lowered cost. JK's College of Winterhold having a cost of 11.8 megabytes makes it pretty much more than all of his other edits combined, but by any normal metric, it is still a non-costly mod. Another bonus is the use of vanilla assets means your textures will overwrite the textures upon the items, making them look far better. A downside of this series of mods is they can run really heavy in the wrong order. Adding in too many people or AI without patching can cause problems, but one thing is for sure, the amount of clutter added through these mods means increasing the poly count too high will just cause crashes. But please don't let that scare you away. JK's mods look great and are a fantastic way to reset what you remember of your game. They breathe new life into areas and show how they're used by the people. They explain where the people live and their jobs. Personally, I think they perform a really brilliant function. His edits on the college follow many of the same rules. I haven't had any issues at all performance-wise and have found it to run really smoothly. The edits add magical lighting and colour to the area. They add in more school-like feelings with tables circling in the library ready for a lesson, kitchen stocked and used, a new design in the shared spaces. I appreciate that this mod sticks close enough to vanilla that the area is recognisable, but adds utility and usability. JK's mods can change where I want to set up a home base, and this is no different. If you're a mage and you're looking for a new edit to the college, then I suggest giving this a try. Just slot it into your single exterior edit section in your logical load order, and you'll be good to go. Finally, it's time for my top mod of the week. It has been such a long time since I last said that. This week I've opted for Elder Souls The Collection Sky SA. This is a merge of Elder Souls The Collection, Sky SA Combat Behavioural Compulsion and Sky SA Intense Combat Module. This combination is going to entirely revolutionise the combat in your game, and it's going to do this in a ton of ways. We get hundreds of new animations for each of the new weapons however they're being wielded. Each animation is replaced because the new ones cannot be cancelled. Once you make your move, it will play out the animation until the end. You have to commit every time you fight, and it is making me a whole bunch more tactical. Well, as much as I can be really, I'm still just going to swing at people. The way this mod operates performs some amazing functions too. The committed style with continuous animations means your character model knows exactly how to move. Because of this, nearly every animation looks more fluid, and the combat skating has been all but removed. My next combat overhaul is going to focus on a Dark Souls style of combat, and this is the obvious option. Mixing it with the ultimate dodge mod is definitely the way to go for a fluid and dynamic feeling combat system. I cannot stress how much of a game changer this mod is. The combat feels entirely new, and I'm having so much fun playing with different weapons in styles I wouldn't have considered before. This may well be the best animation mod on offer. Maybe. It does have a huge downside to it. At 87.9 megabytes, this is probably the most costly combat animation replacer, but it's also the biggest game changer I've come across in some time. I can see it splitting the room though, as you somewhat lose control of your character when you decide to attack. This is all about commitment. Slot it low down in your animations for the best results. Just remember, other than movement, other animations aren't really needed. This has cut my animation count down considerably. Although it is worth noting that less than 20 megabytes more could grab you BBCAO, which includes not only this mod exactly as it stands, but fully overhauls the other movement options as well. It comes pre-packed with the latest updates to the Ultimate Dodge mod, fixes weapon type attack animations, retimes the hit frame for more accurate combat, edits character speeds with arena movement for a more balanced feel to creatures, and basically just adds the sprinkles on top of what is pretty much an already perfect mod. This is what I'm currently using, as I wanted to have as many of my movement mods placed into one, and this is an easy way to build a fantastic looking animation set. The only thing this mod needs to truly create the ultimate combat overhaul is a lock-on mod, which is something I have dreamed of for many years. And that's where I'm going to end it today. There have been some really great mods out during my time focusing on the other videos. I would like to get around to testing and covering a bunch of them as soon as I can. This week I've chosen to run a top 4 as I was part of a collab video with RTD and the Love King, which I will also link in the description. To get news like that as soon as it happens, then please come and join the Discord server where I announce all of my videos as well as things like this. I've left a link to that Discord as well as the Skyrim Xbox mods subreddit, all of my load orders and the mods mentioned in this video. If this has been helpful, then I'd really appreciate those likes, comments and of course subscriptions. Those, coupled with watching this far into the video, seriously help smash through YouTube's algorithm, and that thing is being pretty mean to me right now. But whatever you do, thank you for watching and I do hope to see you in the next one.